Hello, everyone. It's the Jarek Brian Show, and we've got a special guest today. We have my friends at the Lost Donkeys coming on, and we have my buddy, Lambo McGee. Lambo, how are you doing, buddy?
What's up, brother? Thank you so much for having me on. Really appreciate it. It's fucking awesome to be here. Lost Donkeys is absolutely stoked. If you don't know who I am, my name is Lambo McGee. I am the CMO of the Lost Donkeys. We are a project on Arbitrum. And thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you asking me to be on here. It's also really cool because, you know, I kind of saw the birth of what you started doing your show, and I've seen you do so many different interviews since then, man. So it's really cool that I can finally get on the show.
Yeah, no, man, it's an honor, man. You actually one of the first projects that was fun that I got when I kind of came back to NFTs after getting rugged like crazy. So it was actually really cool.
Yeah, no, you know, when you and I met was a really interesting time in NFTs because it was like a lot was going on, man. You know, a lot on different other chains. You know, things were popping off on, you know, Solana, Polygon, ETH. You know, it wasn't just, you know, mainnet. And I remember talking to you about that, actually. You had called me that one day. I think that was the first time you and I ever really got like personal. And I gave you my phone number, you know, and and then you called me and I kind of talked you through that, man. I got to commend you, you know, for someone that's gotten rubbed so many times. Like, you know, you come back, bro. Like, that's definitely something to commend, bro, because, you know, knock on wood, you know, I've never been drained, you know, or anything. I think we've all thrown money into shitcoin scams, but, you know, I've never been compromised. And I think about it, I'm like, damn, you know, I'd be really defeated if that happened to me, you know. So it's really commendable, man, you know, to stick around so long in the industry and not just, you know, stick around, but to excel like you are, you know, after, you know, really taking it tough. So, you know, kudos to you, man.
Oh, no, man, I appreciate that, man. And thank you for helping me, man. You're one of the first early friends I had, though. But before we get into the Lost Donkeys and all those other great things that you guys have going on, kind of give us your kind of backstory and how'd you get all the way over here to the community manager of Lost Donkeys?
Yeah, man. So I have a degree in accounting. I live in Vegas. I went to UNLV, and I got out. I started working in the tax industry. I was in the CPA industry for a couple years. And when I started working in tax, a friend of mine from Instagram, actually, this was before I was even on Twitter, now X, he had a Discord. It was a Discord alpha group. And this was way before, like, people were really on the whole Discord alpha hunter kind of thing. He was really ahead of this shit, right? So he hit me up and was like, hey, man, like, my guys in there making money, know what to do about taxes. And he was like, do you know what to do? And I basically told him, well, look, man, anything in taxes is understanding what's going on. And I didn't know anything about crypto. I had never bought crypto. I had spoken to a couple family members about crypto. I do have a ETH and Bitcoin Maxi family member. It's a guy that's engaged to one of my aunts right now. And it turns out he's a big time Maxi. So he was like one of the first times I'd ever talked to about crypto, but, you know, I never bought any, you know, I didn't know anything about it. So from this Discord, he had brought me in to be the tax guy, the crypto tax guy. And I'd even told him, I was like, dude, I don't know what you guys are doing. Like, I'd have to learn about crypto and understand like what you guys are doing. Cause they were, you know, they were already doing NFTs and tokens and all this shit. And, you know, I was like, the blockchain taxes, I was like, I got no fucking idea, buddy. So as I learned about crypto in that Discord, and as I grew as an accountant at the CPA firm, I brought the two together and I started to understand, okay, this is how tax works and this is how crypto works. And really, per the IRS, man, like, there's not a lot of law out there, you know, that gives crypto accountants to really go off of, you know, because anything per the IRS is, you know, there needs to be a precedent, you know, it has to be in the Internal Revenue Code, you know, like there are court cases, you know, any tax law that happens is because, you know, this is what I learned from a professor is, you know, because someone was trying to be naughty. So that means, you know, at the end of the day, the industry progresses, tax progresses, blah, blah, blah. So from there, dude, I got really deep into crypto, like really deep into crypto, man. Like, yeah, man. I mean, yeah, I wanted to understand the tax, but I was like, dude, this is sick. I had seen an ad on Instagram from @NFT. I don't know if you followed @NFT. They were a media agency that they got banned from all socials for like every single project they promoted was a rug. And I like bought into a couple of those projects they promoted, and like, yeah, dude, like I really, I didn't know what I was doing. And Smoles happened. So Smoles happened. Smoles popped off, and there were some people in the server that they had Smoles, they had land, they had Swoles, they had everything. They had gotten all the free mints. Like they had, $60,000 in assets just across Smoles, one apiece. You know what I mean? Some of these guys had multiple, so they were great. And the founder of Lost Donkeys became friends with the founder of the server. Shout out to Nooch. Nooch is the founder of the Discord server that I've been talking about this whole time. Nooch is an awesome guy. He's also a Vegas local, and we're actually now friends in real life. He's a fucking awesome dude. So he introduced me to the founder of Lost Donkeys. And at this time, Lost Donkeys wasn't even a thing. It was just an idea. So a little backstory on that was, Smoles popped off, and a lot of the early Lost Donkeys team members were big time treasure maxis. Like I'm talking migrated magic from L1 to L2. And if you know what a big deal that was a big deal, because if you did that, you made a lot of money. So I
wasn't a part of it.
Me neither, man.
Of course.
I wish I was, but some of our early team members were a part of that, so they had really, really strong conviction and treasure. And our founder, Noodle, his wife is our artist, Miru. And at the time, there was this talk of doing this Donkey DAO thing based off of this treasure NFT. There used to be a treasure donkey, and it was just a treasure NFT, and it was this donkey that was kind of like a zombie donkey. So from that, they did kind of some fan art, man. Noodle asked his wife, and she's an amazingly talented artist in Web 2 and Web 3. And she made this donkey PFP. And actually, a few of us retweeted it the other day. It was kind of like a collage of all naked donkeys with different backgrounds. And that was early 2022. This was I think January 2022. And JP, actually it wasn't JP, it was one of the other founders of Treasure, reached out to Noodle and was like, dude, we're going to do a marketplace. We're going to do a marketplace, and we want other fucking projects. We want you to do a donkey project because it's possible. So it was originally, it was going to have something to do with the Donkey DAO. They had created this Donkey DAO, and I don't know, it didn't really work out. I didn't have any involvement in that. I didn't know any of those guys. That was like before I even really knew Noodle. And they broke off from that, and they formed the Lost Donkeys. And we were so hyped for so many months, even before Mint, dude. It was just a crazy time, dude. Like, I don't know if you were around Arbitrum during that time, after Smoles blew up and the free mint meta was like the thing, and they had announced that Treasure was becoming a marketplace. And like, shout out to all these free projects like Small Sharks and Smoolips and like just all these other projects that were, supposed to be free mints. And TLD, the Lost Donkeys, we were one of the first projects on not Trove but Treasure. So we weren't just a Trove project, we were a Treasure project. So that was a really, really, really big deal. Big shout out to Treasure. I mean, I have nothing but love for those guys. I mean, through and through, no matter what they did and what they created for the ecosystem and what they've developed for other projects to thrive off of is amazing. And one thing that people got to realize about not just, Web3 business, but Web2 business is at the end of the day, you have to be self-sustainable. You know what I mean? So the Lost Donkeys is very lucky that we've received the support that we've received, small grants here and there, our third-party sales, because, we were a free mint project. We followed Smoles meta. Every dime we've ever put towards game development has been from third-party sales. So if it wasn't for generating, X amount of dollars that we have from, our community having conviction in this, we wouldn't have been able to create the game that we are, and kind of transitioning from, beginning to the end, I guess not really the end, but where we are now, man. We went from being, a proposed PFD project on Treasure, kind of just like Smoles was, to we're going to be a game, dude. And now that's where we are. We're knee deep in game development. We've put in every single dime we've ever made off this project into the game. I've never been paid. Noodle has never been paid. None of the founders have ever been paid. Because, you know, I think at the end of the day, we all see it as something so much bigger than ourselves, man. You know, I quit my job at the end of December in 22 to do, I didn't even know what, man. And I ended up saying, fuck it. I'm just going to go full-time Web3, dude. And it was really a struggle at first, dude. I have to be honest. I felt really lost. And it was Noodle that was really there for me. Even outside of Lost Donkeys, you know, he helped me find a job in Web3. And I just finished out my first contract with you know, what was my first actual Web3 job. And I learned a lot from that, man. I learned a lot from that, dude. So, like, it's crazy, as I've learned so much from Noodle beyond, you know, just like being in Web3, but like about business, about running a project, about being an entrepreneur, you know, because like through and through, dude, I appreciate that guy so much. I can't even explain it, man. Like, he's been an entrepreneur way longer than me. He actually sold his Web2 business to go full-time in Web3. And I had no idea what being your own boss is. Like, I had been a hustler my whole life, but I've always had a job. I've always either like worked at a restaurant or, you know, my first job, I worked at McDonald's when I was 16. You know, I've always had a structured life. You know, I had a job, I went to college, I went home. I was in a fraternity, I partied, came home, went to work, went to school. You know, like, it was always, I knew what I was doing. And when you quit with like nothing but, you know, a few bucks in your pocket and an idea, dude, it is a lot of emotional ups and downs, dude. You know, a lot of feeling of like, you don't know how you're spending your time is worthwhile. You know, you're, you know, going through days where you're like, fuck, I don't know what to work on next, you know? And, I definitely hit that wall. And, a few months in, after kind of, you know, figuring things out, and actually the bear market hitting, and shitcoin season kind of popped off. Like, it was just a weird era. You know, I don't know if you remember Arb shitcoin season kind of popping off, you know. It was crazy, dude, and it brought a lot of people back into Arb. I mean, this is also the time where Magic had fluctuated from $6 down to a quarter, dude. You know, I still do know a lot of people that their DCA on average on Magic is like $3, you know. So they've been sitting at a loss for over a year, man. You know, but we've seen it come back, you know, even since then. I mean, it hit over $1. I mean, Magic Unlock happened beginning of the year. Everyone was like, oh, put your shorts in. That shit went up to like $1.30 that day or something like that. I think some shorts did hit right away, right when the unlock happened. I think there was a big sell-off down to like 90 cents. And then it went over $1 after that. Like, you know, people didn't even expect it, man. And I think that's like the big definition of treasure and the Magic Eco, dude, is it's a sleeper, man. It really is, dude. Like, this ecosystem trips me out, bro.
You know, it is. And, you know, that's what kind of drew me to this kind of whole project, right? It was that, you know, there was a lot of like quality projects in this ecosystem, right? No one really talks about Arbitrum. Of course, everybody was talking about the whole, you know, airdrop. Everybody was farming it. Everybody was doing all those things, right? But there's still some good quality projects on Arbitrum, right? And you guys, of course, being one of them. And, you know, as far as like, you know, the kind of the Lost Donkeys and what you guys got going on, can you kind of like explain kind of the game and how it kind of works, and, you know, how you can kind of use your donks in that game?
Yeah, so right now, if you have a barn and a donkey, you can access the map. You can go walk around the map to the lostdonkeys.com, and you can check out a lot of the basis of what you can see what we're building on. So what we're building right now is a game that is solely based on early Zelda Final Fantasy. So very, very early, late 90s pixelated RPG game is what we're building right now. So it's actually really cool. So I got some alpha for you. This has not been publicly leaked anywhere except for like the private group chats. So we'll be releasing our battle mechanics, our cosmetics, and our crafting system really soon. And when I say really soon, I mean like really soon. Like, I'm not talking like, oh, by the end of the year, like really, 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 really soon. So maybe even by the time this video is edited and released, you know, there's a chance that maybe it could be out. Who knows? So really cool, man. Like, so we have a bunch of designed armor and weapons, but we do have something coming out really soon. I can't give too much detail now because the agreement and stuff is very raw, but since we're going to be adding in armor and weapons into the game, we are going to have some elements where we need the community's insight. You know what I mean? So definitely look out for that, guys. Fucking super fucking excited. I can't even tell you. It's going to be really cool, dude. I can't wait to see everybody's donks all decked out in game and shit battling. But yeah, like definitely going to be a chance for some people to give their input and maybe design their own weapons and armor, you know what I mean, that would have a chance to make it into the game, you know. So super cool. Maybe someone's art will go from, you know, their pen and pad to being on the blockchain, dude, you know what I mean. So that's something to look out for. If you guys have never checked out the Lost paper, it is slightly outdated. We have done some updates recently that aren't included in the that official Lost paper. They've just been released by Noodle via social media and stuff. Some updates on the Lost paper, white paper. But we have a big crafting component aspect of the game that is planned on for the future, and that's something we've been working on right now. So regional craftability. So as you know, you have your donkeys, you have your barns, you have your donkey boards. So the barns are a very, very, very important aspect of the game. So on the map, we have different regions, okay? Those regions are very similar to our barns. Like I've said before, the barns are the key to the map. And right now you can get anywhere you want the map, no problem. But there's something to be said about having every region in existence. You get what I'm saying? So if you want to be able to access everything, if you want to be able to play everything, it's good to have a well-rounded arsenal of donkey assets. So, you know, having a male, having a female, having barns of different regions, and then also having some donk boards. So having the donk board game be like, we were going to have a leaderboard and have people pay to play and stuff like that. That's not necessarily been backseated, but it's something we haven't pushed out yet because we want there to be a little bit more, right? So right now, if you have a donkey, a barn, and a board, you can go onto the map, and then you can go to Skate and Giggles, which is our skate shop, and you can play our Endless Runner game, and basically look at it like a sideways. What's the word I'm looking for? What game I'm looking for? I always draw a blank on this one. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to edit this part.
No worries.
Just look at it like a Subway Surfer. So it's essentially like a side scroller Subway Surfer where you're on your donkey riding your board and you're trying to see how far you can make it. So right now it's completely free to play. You could just hop on and see how far you can make it. We did hold a competition in the past. The winner got 500 magic. But in the future, you'll be able to play for 1 magic per run. And then at the end of the month, we're going to have a leaderboard, and the top on the leaderboard is going to get the top distribution of magic. And basically, it's going to be like a pool. So every time you pay 1 magic to play, that 1 magic goes into a pool, and then we're going to have a top 10 leaderboard, and then it'll be evenly distributed on a gradual rate from 1 to 10. So something really cool to look forward in the future is, just to wrap it back up, is going to be combat or cosmetics, crafting, and then also the leaderboard and the actual competition base for the we call it the Carrot Rush, our Endless Runner. So, you know, it's taken a long time for us to get to a certain point where I would say other projects have made it to. You know, us being a free mint project, being a small team, and being very, you know, saying well-funded would be a stretch, you know, because we don't really have a lot of money, you know, but we have a lot of love. We have a lot of love, and we've put every dime we've ever made from the project back into it. So, honestly, dude,
kind of like the show.
Yeah, I get you, man. With all this being said, dude, like, fucking shout out to the Lost Donkey community, dude. Like, if it wasn't for them, like, we wouldn't be able to do any of this, dude. The first people I talk to every day are my donkeys. The last people I talk to at night are my donkeys. Like, it's just fucking dope that I have all these friends from all over the world. Like, mostly people I've never even met, dude. You know what I mean, dude? So it's just fucking, it's just cool, man. You know, it's changed my life, you know, starting as an accountant coming out of college to being some degen, and then, you know, just quitting to work in this industry. And now, like, I'm going to fly out to Paris, actually, hopefully in the next month or so. My passport came in today as we're doing this interview. So I can go stay with Noodle and his family. They live out in France. So I'm going to go out and stay with him. So I'm really excited about that, dude. I can't even tell you how excited I am.
No, just be careful. He didn't like seduce you or anything like that. Should be careful.
Oh man. See, the only thing I'm worried about, and like,
Yeah.
I'm not a big proponent of any of this shit. Me personally, I just think war is bad. I think death is bad.
Yeah.
I just don't want to get stuck out there when World War III pops off, dude.
Yeah.
That's about it, bro. And like me, whatever you guys' opinion is on war, I don't care,
Yeah.
dude. I don't like war. I don't want people to die. That's all I care about, dude. I think we should all just fucking do peace, love, and happiness, dude. But yeah, that's the only thing I'm kind of thinking about. I was like, man,
It would be your luck.
it would be my luck,
Yeah.
dude. You know, I go out there and all of a sudden we're in World War III and they're like, all right, guys, no one can leave Europe. Even America's locked down. And I'm just like stuck in France. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
well, shucks. All
Yeah,
right,
well,
I guess I'm hanging out in Europe for a few
dodging
months.
Noodle's advances towards you. Yeah. The whole. But yeah,
Oh,
no,
man.
yeah, kind of you know, with the game, like the donk boards are really cool, and I like, you know, I have like I said, I have a couple of donks. I have some like barns too as well. As far as like, there was also a charity aspect of it too as well. Can you kind of go more in depth on that?
Yeah, so we donate $50 every month to the Donkey Rescue. They're a charity based out of Texas, but I found out about them because they opened up the Donkey History Museum here in Nevada. It's in Ely. It's like an hour and a half. I actually drove out there to go check it out. But yeah, man, so basically $25 a month to feed a donkey. We donate $50 a month. I'm gonna be totally honest with you, man. It's money out of my own pocket, dude. I've been donating $50 a month this whole time out of my own pocket.
I didn't even know the donkeys needed saving.
So yeah, so what this charity does is they basically take either abandoned donkeys or neglected donkeys and stuff like that. They rescue them, and sometimes they nurse them back to health, or they help them get adopted out, and they do foster programs and stuff like that, where people who, you know, want to adopt out donkeys from there and stuff like that. But they're a rescue, you know, just like any other animal. Donkeys can be, you know, highly abused and stuff like that, you know, because they're workhorses. You know, that's what we are as jackasses. We're workhorses, you know. So, you know, people have them on their farms and stuff to do, you know, X, Y, and Z, and sometimes they get neglected and, you know, treated real bad. And what the Donkey Rescue does is that they do just that. They rescue these donkeys, man. They're fucking awesome people, dude. They got chapters all over the United States. They're actually a pretty big charity, dude. Texas, Nevada, East Coast, Midwest, like they got some shit, man. But yeah, so $25 a month to feed donkeys. We feed 2 donkeys a month, basically $50. I know it's not a lot, but hey, just like I've said this whole time, we're not a rich company, you know, and like this is literally my money out of my own pocket. And like I've told you, like I don't get paid from Lost Donkeys, so this is literally money that I make, you know, taking from feeding myself, so that way I can feed 2 donkeys in real life. You know what I mean? The donkey stuff was like, it kind of started as a joke, and then like as we created the project and like got it deeper with it, we started learning more about actually donkeys. You know what I mean, dude? I'm like, bro, it sounds crazy, but like one day I would love to own a nice patch of land and to have some animals on it, and I would definitely love to have a donkey or 2. You know what I mean? Yeah, like I think it's a lot of our dreams, dude. Like even Noodle, like move out to the country in France, you know what I mean, and have a couple donkeys. Like I know it sounds weird, dude, but it's like it's weird. Like there's a lot of animal PFP projects out there, and a lot of people would say, "Oh, I've grown closer with X, Y animal, blah blah blah." Like, nah, dude, like I went to the fucking Donkey History Museum, dude. You know, like I donate $50 a month to feed 2 of them in real life. Like, you know what I mean, bro? This project has become so much more than just a fucking Web3 NFT project, dude. Like it bleeds through to my fucking life. Like you're wearing the t-shirt that I had only 50 printed of here in Vegas that I touched with my hands. You know, I was gonna wear one, but I knew you were gonna wear yours because I remember I sold you one. So I was like, yeah, dude, I'll just wear a different shirt. But like, yeah, dude, like this Lost Donkeys, man. I'm sorry. I know I'm a talker. Everyone watching this is going to be like, holy shit, Lambo doesn't shut up.
This interview is all for you, man. All
yeah,
for
dude,
Lost
I love the Lost Donkeys so much, dude. I can't even tell you, bro. Like it means so much to me, dude. I mean, we work every day and it doesn't even feel like work, bro. Like we'll set up phone calls and shit all day long. Like I even had one at 10 a.m. with Noodle and some other people and shit. And it was funny because, you know, we were setting up days and me and Noodle were both like, hey, do you guys work Saturdays? Like, we work every day. Like, what's up? You know, and it's like nothing to us, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
you know, what's a weekend, dude? It's just like, you know, it's what we do. We love this shit, man. So yeah, bro, man, through and through, like, it all comes back to the community though, dude. Like, these are fucking my best friends, bro. Like, these are people I count on. You know what I mean?
No, they're hilarious.
Yeah, it's a trip to even say that, dude, because these are like literally like 100 people I've never met in my entire life, you know, but I know that at the end of the day, I could trust a lot of these people more than like blood family members, you know, and like, that's shitty to say, but you know, if you live in America, you live in society today, you know how true that is, man. Cause even our own family members are some people that you can't trust the most, man, you know? So shout out to the Lost Donkeys. You guys are my fucking family, honestly, dude.
No, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I love. Like, you guys are hilarious, right? The group chats and everything like that, like, crack me up at least once or twice a day. But you know, with that, right, and you guys being in this Arbitrum ecosystem, how do you feel about the Arbitrum ecosystem? Like, what's kind of your like outlook? How's it going to be, right? Now, granted, Arbitrum has not seen a bull run, right? Where do you think Arbitrum will go as far in two sectors? One, the actual, I'm not telling you to give an exact floor price or anything like that, but you think Arbitrum will do well, not only the coin in the next bull run, and also the ecosystem too, NFT ecosystem as well.
So my big thing with stuff like this is that I'm not bullish on projects. I'm bullish on people. Okay. So like the projects that I get to know really well and the people behind it, that's when I start to get really bullish. So I don't know if you know anything about Ed Felton, the founder of Arbitrum, but Ed Felton is the ex-CTO during the Obama administration. So that means he was the chief technical officer for Obama during his time as president for those 8 years. So just saying that, and that person is the guy who founded this L2, is absolutely fucking unbelievable to even say that, bro. And when I started learning about like Stephen Goldfeder and his partner, I always forget the other guy's name, the third guy, because it's three of them that founded Arbitrum. Stephen Goldfeder and they were both PhD students, or not even, they were already PhDs. They were fucking researchers at this point. When they went to Ed Felton, after hearing him talk about roll-up technology in like 2014, dude, before Ethereum was even a fucking thing, bro. He was talking about roll-up technology in a course, bro. And 3 years later, 2017, Stephen Goldfeder, and I always forget the other guy's name. I always feel bad when I talk about them because it's not like he's not as important. I don't know why Stephen Goldfeder, Ed Felton,
the third guy.
It's the third guy, but he's also, I mean, dude, they're all fucking highly intelligent. But anyways, they went to Ed Felton at the university. I don't remember if it was Cornell or whichever other one. He's involved with a couple universities, and came to him and they were like, I think it's time for us to build that thing you were talking about, that roll-up technology, blah, blah, blah. And it fucking happened, bro. And these people behind Arbitrum are so hyper intelligent. It's absolutely unbelievable, bro. And that's my perspective on Arbitrum, is the people behind it are so S tier. It's absolutely unbelievable, dude. Because just to say, not just like to say, okay, this guy that founded it, he was a CTO of this big tech company. This guy was CTO of our fucking nation, dude. Of the fucking United States, bro. Okay? That guy, there was a fucking issue, anything technical related, anything, internet, fucking just anything, bro. Ed Felton was the one that the Obama cabinet discussed with. That's fucking insane to me. And like, I'm not trying to butcher it. Like, I wasn't there. Like, I don't know how this shit works, you know, but like, I'm going to tell you something right now. The people who created Arbitrum, who are behind it now, dude, these guys are more than Giga Chads, dude. They don't just have the smarts, they have the connections to make sure that this chain will always be successful. Not just in existence, successful. Okay? When you have those kind of credentials, when you've worked with those kind of people high level in the government, you don't fail. You don't fail. Like, I'm telling you that right now, dude. So, and then beyond that, the treasure ecosystem, The treasure ecosystem is going to be something people will talk about 10 years from now. And I know that's crazy to say because technology moves and the way everything is, but where we are with Web3 gaming, the technology isn't there yet. And I say this wholeheartedly, right? Because we saw it happen with the metaverse. We're seeing it happen right now with Web3 games. The technology just isn't there yet. There are companies out there. You can look at awesome stuff like what My Pet Hooligan has done and how they've created this game. But like true, real blockchain gaming, like Call of Duty, like your characters in the blockchain, and when you kill someone, they die on the blockchain. Like that's not going to happen for a long time. We're headed there because I think the concept of owning your assets is starting to touch more with the younger generation because these kids, like I had this conversation with my younger brother. Okay, I have a 10-year-old younger brother, and I was trying to explain crypto to him and NFTs, and he just didn't get it. And I said, "Well, hey, you got Fortnite, right? You play Fortnite, son?" He says, "Yeah, of course." He says, "Okay, when you buy skins, you use mommy and daddy's credit card, and you spend $20, you got that skin, right? What did you just get?" He says, "Oh, I got a cosmetic. It doesn't help me in the game, but now I have this cool skin." I said, "Okay, cool. So what if you wanted to sell that skin?" He says, "Well, you can't do that." I said, well, no. I mean, hear me out. What if that's a limited skin and you wanted to sell it and you had ownership of it, and then you could transfer that skin from your account to the other account, and it's actually not an account, it's your wallet on the blockchain. It's your address. And it's like a fucking light switched on in this kid's head. He like finally understood. He was like, so that would be like an NFT, he said. And I was like, yes, that is exactly what an NFT would be. And he like, dude, he tripped out, man. And you know, this was like a year ago. So I think he was like 9 at the time. He's like 9-10 years old now. So, you know, it was that first kind of breakdown to him where he kind of understood. And then I'm looking at it even further. Well, why wouldn't companies want there to be an economy based on what they're creating, right? Like there are companies every day that are figuring out that there are people making money on what they're creating, what they're producing, and they want to get a hold of that market share, right? So why wouldn't Call of Duty want people to buy and sell their fucking skins and they get a little 5% kickback on every single sale instead of them just, you know, selling this cosmetic? You know, look at like what Counter-Strike did, you know, CSGO. It's crazy what they've done. You know, there are skins that have sold for millions, you know. So I firmly believe that Arbitrum is always going to be a fucking timeless blockchain in the ecosystem. And Treasure, I think, and all the projects that continue to build in Treasure will be there for the next bull run, but we're going to excel because just like people's attention was during the bull, they really want to eyes on finished products. And I think people see past that now because there was so much FOMO. There was so much like, we're building this, check out this video we created and the game's going to be like this. But 6 months goes by and there's no development and there's nothing has happened because once they realized it and they sat down with a AAA gaming studio said, yeah, it'll be $5 million to make that and it'll take us 3 years. You know, like this shit doesn't happen overnight, you know? So, you know, Donkeys is building, Treasure Eco is building, Arbitrum is building. And I think we're all positioning ourselves to be there when the public gets their eyes back on crypto. Because as it is, when I talk to people, when I tell them like, yeah, I quit my career to work in crypto, I have a buddy, he's a finance bro. He literally like asked me if I was okay. He's like, dude, why would you quit your job to join a failing industry? And I said, no, see, it's that reaction right there, a failing industry that you're getting your eyes off of it. Everyone else is getting their eyes off of it. That's a buy signal. Those are bottom signals. When they're talking about it on CNN, when major companies are saying, we're accepting Bitcoin for Lamborghinis, like that's a top signal, dude. You know, when your grandma is calling you fucking from across the United States saying, grandson, can you help me try and buy Bitcoin at 69,000, please? Yeah. I heard it's going to go to 100,000. Those are top signals, you know, but I think those are things that we romanticize past, right? We're making money, we're having a good time, we're making friends, and then we all get wrecked, you know? Yeah. So we've seen past that, you know? So many of us that are in the industry now and we're continuing to stay in, dude. It's like, you know, show me the money, show me the finished product, show me what you're doing, show me what's the reality behind what you're building. So Lost Donkeys is here doing that. Treasure's here doing that on Arbitrum. Big shout out to Treasure. Shout out to Corel. Shout out to JP. Shout out to X. Shout out to fucking Garp. Shout out to all the fucking Treasure team. They're awesome fucking people. I don't give a fuck about what anybody has to say about them, dude. Because running a real Web3 company right now ain't easy, man. It ain't fucking easy, dude. And when you build something real, you turn it into a real business, you got to treat it that way. And sometimes when you make corporate decisions, it might seem like it's not in everyone's best interest, because sometimes it's in the best interest of the company. At the end of the day, it's business, man. And not everyone's gonna fucking survive, dude. That's just the world we live in, bro. That's why I gotta, like, the big takeaway here is, if you're a Treasure project, be self-sustaining. Make your own money. Have your own developers. Be your own studio. That's how you'll be successful in this eco. But it's just like any business, dude. You know, just because you're in the tech industry doesn't mean that you're going to be fucking getting grants from fucking Microsoft. It doesn't work that way. You know, you got to build a product. You have to show yourself that, you know, not only are you a builder, but, you know, you have a theory behind it that you're going to make some money, you know? So yeah, dude, big key takeaway I have to say for anyone listening to this that knows about Treasure and Arb is, if you're a builder, keep fucking building, dude, because we are putting ourselves in the best spot possible for the bull run for Web3 gaming. I mean that shit, dude. And we're already blowing up in Asia, but wait till all of Asia finds out about Treasure, and then the bull run happens, and then, yeah, I don't even know. Like, I think about it.
I love it.
It gives me goosebumps, dude, because I mean this shit, dude. You know, people think it's not possible, but it is. You know, you can't beat the guy that never stops working. And that's what the fucking Lost Donkeys is, man. I really mean that shit, dude.
No, yeah, and like I said, I see you guys, and like you guys are still out there like grinding. You're still out there with, like, you know, Treasure's out there and everything like that. And I definitely see a lot of, you know, great things from you and Treasure and the whole Arbitrum ecosystem as well. But as far as like, where do you see Lost Donkeys like a year from now, or where would you like to be, or like where do you really see them at a year from now?
I would really like to see us positioned to be a fully cross-chain game. That's really our goal. And by that I mean where our assets, Lost Donkey assets, will always exist on Arb, but we want to have cross-chain components because we don't want that to be something that stops people, right? Whereas, like, you have Xbox, you have PlayStation, you have PC. Well, what if you had one game that you could play on everything, right? Like, and I mean any chain. It doesn't matter. You can approve your transaction, play the game anywhere you want. It doesn't matter if you have your money on the Ronin network or on Polygon or on Arbitrum or on wherever you want. Because I feel like that's going to be a big step back for Web3 gaming. Is it's almost like, well, what console are you choosing? What blockchain is it on? You know, so what if there wasn't that intermediary? What if there wasn't that thing preventing you, right? So not to say that's going to happen overnight. I mean, I would absolutely love that if we were in that position by next year. But by this time next year, we have so many releases planned. It's fucking crazy. So the releases we have planned by the end of the year that I talked about at the beginning of the interview, those are going to really set us up to put us in such a great position to continue with game development. Because if you go to the lostdonkeys.com and you have a barn, you have a donkey, and you walk around the map, you can kind of see the platform that we're building, the basis of like what our game's going to be. You see the foresty area, you see the water area, you see the grasslands, you know, you see the desert. You know, in each geographical area, there will be different things happening, and there will be different playability concepts. So with that being said, I want to see all of that active by next year, you know. But hey, you know, we're a small team. A lot of what we work off of is love, man, you know, and from that love is how we make our money, dude. So yeah, shout out to our community with all their faith that they have in us, dude. Shout out to Arbitrum for being the fucking best fucking place to build on. Shout out to Treasure to be being the best fucking partner for Web3 gaming right now. And yeah, dude, let's fucking go, dude. Lost Donkeys to the moon, bro.
Also, too, like, as well, like, before I let you go, right? Before I two more questions for you, right? But this one right here, you mentioned it too, as well, that you were talking about like the possibility of going like cross chain, right? Is there any chains that you would like to like go explore? You would like to see the Lost Donkeys on in your. That doesn't have to be like. I know, like I know the whole team hasn't said anything yet, but is there any chains you would like to explore to see them?
Like me personally, like aside from Lambo, like yeah, dude. I think Ronin is doing amazing stuff right now. I think Ronin is really popping off, and like they're really trying to be the Web3 blockchain, or obviously Web3 gaming blockchain, and they're really focusing heavily on Asia. And I got to give a big shout out to my boy Yellow Panther in this interview. He's the Web3 gaming god in Asia. He actually came out here to the States. He was in Vegas and we hung out. He's a fucking awesome dude. I love him. And also the team he works with in Treasure, Tales of Valeria. Shout out to Smash. Smash is my fucking boy, dude. He's one of the founders of TOE. And yeah, dude, just to piggyback off Yellow Panther, dude, like he's really blowing up Web3 gaming in Asia, and like Asia is really positioning themselves to take off Web3 gaming first, like way before it takes off in America, dude. So I think Ronin Network is really positioning themselves very, very, very well. I don't know any of the founders of Ronin Network. I have never done a transaction on there. The only thing I know about is the research that I've done and what I've seen. But I would definitely say, like, just my personal opinion, that's something I would love to see us do. Yeah, so as of right now, I would say we don't have any immediate plans to go cross-chain right now because our main focus is to bring more playability aspects to the game.
Sure. No, that's okay. And, Lambo, I do appreciate your time, though. But before you go, is there any community members you want to shout out, any team members you want to shout out, or anything else you want to say before you take off?
Fuck, dude. I gotta give a big shout out to my boy Young Thug, NFT Today Jr.
He's hilarious.
It's actually one of my best friends now. We like talk every single day. Shout out to Wes and Sierra, the Crypto Remora. Those guys are the fucking shit. You guys should do a cross show sometime.
Oh, I'm gonna try to get that with them, Crypto Remora.
You should do a cross show. You should do a cross show where you guys just bullshit, dude. That'd be super sick, bro. Shout out to my boy Light from NGA. That's one of my favorite community members. Fuck, dude, I got a million people I could shout out, dude. Fucking Eddie, Rejects. Oh my god, dude, I have a million people come to mind. Shout out to Patty. I try not to leave anybody out, but I mean, I know you're in these group chats, bro. There's 70 people in these group chats, that talk every single day, bro. So yeah, no, shout out to fucking everybody, dude. My boy Cheddar Bob, that's my fucking brother. I fucking love that guy, dude. Yeah, bro. Like, yeah, here I'm gonna stop because I feel like I'm just gonna start leaving people out. Anybody else in BP? I can't say the full name. No one's allowed to say the full name, but if you're in BP, love you guys. You guys are all my fucking family, dude. And real quick, I got to give a shout out to Andrew Saunders. The Hashverse, Lost Donkeys is competing in the Hashverse, and we're kicking fucking ass, and we're the shit. And I've been saying it from the start that we're the fucking shit. No matter how many fucking players other teams have, we're the fucking shit. And we're gonna win $300,000. So for anybody else watching that is competing against the Lost Donkeys, fuck you guys. We're gonna win. So that's my sign off, dude.
I appreciate you, Lambo. Thank you so much for coming on, guys. If you like content like this, please like, comment, share, subscribe, download. We're gonna have Lost Donkey stuff pinned down at the bottom. Follow me on X. Follow Lambo on X. Definitely try to get into that group chat. They're hilarious, and I'll see you guys around on the blockchain. Take care.